to put your hands on a tree. This is fascinating to me, right? To put your hands on a tree or lean your back up against a tree and sit down for about 10 minutes, and it will pull the anxiety out of your body. It will ground you. It will pull you down, right? And I thought to myself, well, that's awesome. Number one right there, right? That's what I thought, right? I thought that was super cool. But yeah, so I have adopted a lot of this year. As a matter of fact, I got hip to the essential oils a while back. As a matter of fact, I have a diffuser running right now with some lavender in it. I do it for all the broadcasts, right? In case my guests like you stress me out, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to be able to stay cool, right? But I also really found the healing benefits of this thing called Turmeric, like this Turmeric tea, like Turmeric milk tea with pepper in it. I don't know. Are you familiar with that recipe and honey?
Turmeric?
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, turmeric. That's all right.
Angela, I grew up in the South, all right? I don't know how you Yankees like to say it. Well, how I said it was the right way, so you need to dumb it down a little bit.
I can't be a Yankee because I'm below the Mason-Dixon line.
Right? So hey, exactly. Stop pretending you're better than me, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? So yeah. Turmeric or turmeric. I put R. Turmeric. That's a southern way of speaking. We just add extra
whatever
R's.
works for you. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but turmeric milk tea with honey and black pepper in it will knock a sore throat out of your body in about a day. I'm telling you, man, it is amazing. So basically, you heat up some milk, put some wildflower honey, local honey is probably the best. You put that, how do you say it again? How do you say it again?
Turmeric.
Turmeric, right? There's an M in there, right? I'm leaving the M out. Turmeric. You put that in there and black pepper to help it absorb into your body. And it will cure a sore throat, right? Quickly.
Golden milk. That's what it's called.
What's it called? Golden milk?
Golden milk.
Yeah. So it was amazing. It's amazing, right? And so that leads me into another direction that I want to go down this conversation with. Is that you remember when the daggone swine flu came out, like way back in I can't even remember when that was, man. Do you remember the scare?
Like 2005, something like that.
Something like that, right? So my son was probably, oh my gosh, I don't even know, maybe 7 years old. And they were giving those vaccinations at the school, right? And I was like, no, don't give my kid that vaccination from the school. But they took the other kids in there and they were giving them the vaccination up their noses. I don't know if you knew this or not, right? And so when they came out afterwards, they just put them all back in Gen Pop and they gave my kid freaking swine flu, right? So like he comes home like 2 days later and it was the year that Maryland got smoked by this insane blizzard that lasted for like 2 weeks, right? And he was there. He was very, very sick, right? And I was like, man, I got to get this kid to the emergency room, right? And people were like, look, man, you got to break his fever with Tylenol, with Motrin, right? It wasn't working. So I called 911. I was like, hey, look, man, I got a sick kid here. I know he's got the swine flu. And like I said, I cannot get out. And they're like, hey, look, we'll come and get you, but we're not bringing you home. And I was like, okay. I said, well, now what I'm going to do, you're going to take my kid to the emergency room. You're going to give him whatever. And then I'm going to have to hump him back, however far, like back to the house. But I had a coworker tell me, and this is where I'm going with this, that if you put raw onions on your feet, it will break a fever. And I was at that point where I was like, you know what? I got to try anything. I was a single parent, so I got to try something, right? Went downstairs, had a big old white onion down there. I chopped it in half. Went upstairs, put the cut half on each of his feet and put on a pair of socks, right? And tied it around there, right? That fever broke in like 9 minutes, right? And I could actually smell the onions were doing something weird. Like it was like, I don't want to say pulsating, but like it was, the smell would get loud for a second. And then it would like, I could really smell the onion and then it would fade back. And then like the next day he was better. It was all gone, right? It was wild. So I don't know why I never got hip to that, thing moving forward. But then now, like I said, we went through the whole last, things that we went through. You know exactly what I'm talking about there. YouTube. That's my YouTube smile. That's my creepy YouTube smile. But it got me thinking too. Yeah, it got me thinking about something I want to bounce off you too. Is that when I read the Bible, I read the Bible a lot, and it talks about every time you read the Bible of an angel showing up, he's wearing linen. He's wearing white linen. And every time you see a vision of a prophet or, Jesus or somebody shows up, when they describe his clothing, their clothing, they say he's wearing the purest, whitest linen, right? But also when I read the Bible in there, right before the flood, our bloodlines were we lived a lot longer, but we're supposed to live up to 120 years, right? And we don't do that anymore. Yeah, we don't do that anymore, right?
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.